Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Tuesday, July 11th, 2017. I'll read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice, not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here. Hope you had a great weekend. We're into another interesting week in the markets. So with that, let's get into today's video. We always start off with a look at the Russell Index. We use the Russell as our simple proxy for the markets overall because I really want to keep these videos short, under 10 minutes. And the Russell, to me, would be the most interest rate sensitive of the indexes. So that's the one that I choose to focus on. If the Russell's moving higher and up and over that 8-day EMA that we use as our guide, then for me, I'm adding to my watch list. We always start off with a big picture view with the IWM, which is the ETF for the Russell Index, and we take a look at it on a 5-year monthly time frame. We've been paying particular attention to this wedge pattern that's been forming on the monthly chart. On the Russell, this blue line is our more long-term area of support and resistance, but this is the area that we're really focusing on here. We noted that there was a series of monthly candles at the beginning of the year that showed little direction. The market was kind of going back and forth within our wedge. And then, notably for me, in the month of May, we had a red candle. So after a sequence of undecided candles, a red one, I kind of went, all right, let's pay particular attention here. Maybe this will start to move lower. But June canceled that out with a nice healthy bullish candle. So here we are right now for the month of July, and it's forming a pattern that I think is kind of interesting. So I'm going to move it into a smaller time frame so we can really get into the meat of price in this area here. So just to reiterate, this black line is our upper trend line where the Russell has started to lose steam a lot in the last several months. So we're paying really close attention to this black trend line. Going to move it away from the 5-year monthly to the 1-year weekly. Here is that same orange line of support. It's an area, and the black line that has been holding price in, same as the big chart. So for me, what I'm noticing here is a sequence of, again, undecided doji type candles on the weekly chart of the Russell IWM. And here we are now this week where we sit currently. So it's sideways and sideways. We've had sideways price action on the monthly chart overall, and now we're starting to see a series of weekly sideways doji candles on the weekly chart. So to me, this market's going to have to decide pretty soon which way it wants to go. Worth noting, Janet Yellen will be speaking this week, Wednesday and Thursday, so perhaps something she says gets this market moving one way or the other. We will see. So I wanted you to take note of those dojis on the weekly, but let's move it from the weekly to the daily. This is the price pattern that I think is kind of interesting. We have price kind of oscillating around quite a bit here. I'm going to start putting in some lines that I will be watching in the days ahead. This kind of thing. So there's sort of a wedge within a wedge here. We had a doji yesterday, and price on the Russell closed below the 8-day EMA that we use as our guide. So I think the next several days will be interesting. Whether this consolidation pattern here provides the energy and momentum for us to move out of our new trend line and up towards the black line and out of our wedge, or whether we break down and start to move this way. So that's what I will be paying attention to in this area. But with price currently below the blue 8-day EMA, which we use as our guide, when price is below, and it closed yesterday just to below the 8-day, in an interesting candle that was kind of had a lot of movement in both directions. So just for people that are not familiar with candlesticks, the market opened and closed in the same area. So it opened yesterday at 9:30, it traded this way, that way, and closed pretty much right where it opened. So this is an undecided candle. So the days ahead may decide that price direction. But I will not be putting a new chart forward for our watch list, but I want to highlight several past picks that I think look interesting here should we get that momentum that goes this way. Okay, so here are some of those past picks that I think are worth keeping an eye on here. I checked the scores on all of them this morning. They all still meet my criteria for value and growth. The first one is Humana, which we put forward here. It was all about price moving up and over our blue 8-day EMA. Looking perky here. In a strong market day ahead, I would look for Humana to move this way. Forecasted earnings growth rate currently of 18%. Check that this morning, and a dividend yield of 0.67. The next one is Textron, or Terium, I'm sorry, TX. We put this one forward here. I thought it would break out of my wedge. It did not. It fell through, but that's why we use the 8-day as our guide, so you would not be in it or you'd sell it on this day. But it did pick up down here, moved out of our wedge, and it's had a very nice run since then. It's looking strong in this area. I would look for continuation should the market continue to move higher on this one. The current forecasted earnings growth rate is 32%, and the current dividend yield is 3.51%. The next one is SJW, which we put forward here, our green circle day. They are a water utility company. Moved up and over our blue 8-day EMA very nicely. It looks as though it's teeing up to me here. I will be keeping an eye on this one for a move up and over the 8-day EMA in the days ahead. Current forecasted earnings growth rate on SJW is 13%, and it has a dividend yield of 1.77%. And the last one is Celgene, about that, which we put forward on this area here, hitting this area of support. It's had a beautiful run since then, and it looks to be teeing up to me in this area. Still has great scores. I will be looking for Celgene to have a strong candle and move higher in the days ahead. It's all about the market moving higher. It could easily move lower if the Russell starts to lose that wedge we talked about. But if it moves higher, this is one to keep an eye on. Current forecasted earnings growth rate of 21%, and this one does not pay a dividend, unfortunately. But those are the ones I'll be keeping an eye on. With that, I'll say goodbye. As a reminder, these videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. Hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching.